Namaste children. Today I am going to read you all a story about a young boy, Mohandas, who grew up and helped India gain her independence on the 15th of August 1947. This year we will celebrate India's 74th independence anniversary. So, are we ready to start? Mahatma Gandhi by Isabel Sanchez Vergara, illustrated by Albert Arias. This is the story of a little boy with a very big heart. His name was Mohandas and he was born on the 2nd of October 1869 in a small town called Porbandar. In the illustrations, you can see his mama making yarn or thread on a spinning wooden wheel which is called charkha, and that will be used to make khadi. You can see Mohandas observing his mother and learning from her. You can also see a small dove on his shoulder. The color white, which Mohandas wore later in his life, and the white dove are symbols of peace. Mohandas learned from his mother to be honest and always tell the truth. He dreamt of a world where no living thing was ever hurt and everyone wanted the best for all. When he was 19, Mohandas travelled to London to go to law school. At that time, the British ruled India. Living in London gave him the chance to learn lots of things about the people, their clothes, what they ate, and how they lived. He also started wearing suits and shoes like the British. With his degree in hand, Mohandas moved to South Africa to work as a lawyer. But things were not easy for Indians there. One day, he was thrown out of the train for refusing to leave the first class compartment of that train because they said it was reserved only for the white people. Mohandas was very sad, upset, maybe even angry and frustrated. The little dove in the picture is also very sad. Mohandas decided to protest against that injustice in his own very way. He sat quietly in the middle of the street. Soon thousands of Indians joined him. They all sat there quietly, not making a sound, no shouting, no screaming, only a peaceful resistance protest. This was the first of its kind. And this was the beginning of his satyagraha, the fight for truth. For more than 20 years, Mohandas and his followers kept working to improve the rights of Indians in South Africa. But he wanted to go back to his home, his country, India, and lead his country to freedom from the hands of the British. Back home, Mohandas took off his expensive British suit and started wearing traditional Indian clothes made from khadi. It was his own way to show support to his people. Mohandas's peaceful movement or satyagraha spread across India. His supporters protested against the unfair English laws by refusing to work and cooperate with the government. They shouted slogans, "Do or die," "Karo ya maro." When Britain made salt very expensive for Indians to buy, Mohandas decided to march to Dandi, a beach town, and make his own salt. This little gesture shook the world in the gentlest way. Mohandas was put in jail many times for organizing these protests. While he was imprisoned, his claim to freedom was to stop eating. He went on an indefinite strike or fast. The British were scared that Mohandas might die in prison, so they decided to release him. That day, the rich and the poor celebrated together as one. His people called him Mahatma, meaning great soul. He became the father of the Indian nation. In the illustration, you can see Mahatma sitting with a wooden charkha, which he had learned to use from his mother in his childhood. And Mahatma, the little boy with the very big heart, gave a single lesson to those who hope for a brighter future. Sometimes the power of peace is greater than the power of force. I hope you enjoyed the book. Always remember that, like Mahatma Gandhi, we can stand up for ourselves in a peaceful way without being violent. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.